Welcome back to Refrain Chord. So because, again, the character episodes in this game go on for fucking ever, we still have some more to do.
More character interactions, more lore, whatnot. Sherman, I have acquired the documents you asked for. Thanks, Ryushin. That's a big help.
Hey, the door to Sherman's room is open. What are we talking about in there?
Bahus, you're not really the type of character who usually listens in on people's rooms.
Excellent. Easy to read and very well put together. Well done as always, Ryushin. Creating documents of this level is simple. With these documents, it'll be a lot easier to put future plans together.
Makes sense. There must be some kind of Fury documentation. That guy sure is dedicated.
And that's why Bahus should be fired.
Well then, let's get started. Probably was just passing by over. It's not like he is actively eavesdropping like Fang
are
and
these documents or fashion mags?
I was just saying that could be the conversation that they're having about Bahus listening into him.
Nah. If we're going to talk about someone firing someone, we have to fire Harley first.
Yes. She has multiple HR complaints against her at this point.
Oof, the hell was Scott eavesdropping? Wait, how can he sense wisecracks?
Yeah, apparently Ryushin has a sensor that senses quote-unquote wisecracks.
Is that how he sensed Fang and Galdo watching him? Yeah. Anyway, now to adapt this trend.
Actually, that's Sherman.
Now to adapt this trend to an outfit that suits me personally. What about this? Negative, too suggestive. It would damage your reputation.
Oh no.
Oh what? You're not gonna give the girls something to... Well, okay, to be fair, Bahus is practically shirtless already. Negative. This design is too flashy. It doesn't fit your elegant persona. Perhaps this one, then? Negative. Avant-garde, surrealist.
This kind of
kind of closer looking at.
This kind of falls flat when we don't get to see the actual clothes.
Use your imagination, just like in the I want to say 80s or 90s.
No, I forgot his name. His or her name, the successor to Tsunaku. Like they would have to pay them more, so.
Affirmative. Very fashionable and classy. It would suit you quite well. It's also well within current trends. Alright, show me more outfits like this one, which we probably won't get to equip anyway.
Yep.
What is your budget?
In fact, this game doesn't even have alternate costumes like the original game did.
There's no budget in particular. If I'm going to wear something, I'm far more concerned with how I like it than the price. Understood. Searching for outfits that meet your criteria. Complete. Let's see if we can find something from this list. And again, if every outfit we look at is as similar to this one, it might be actually harder to choose. May I ask your opinion? I'm sure you will look good in anything. Ryushin, you flatter me. It is not flattery. It is objective fact. Oh, this outfit is splendid. The silhouette is unlike any of the others. Just one look and you can see the quality. Okay, I see sort of the point here. On the one hand, this is a nice expansion on Sherman's character, seeing stuff he's into. But I won't deny, it is a shame that we don't get to at least see what the outfits look
go ahead,
like.
read that. Go ahead.
Your clothes will be arriving tomorrow by Fairies
on.
Verizon Express.
Verizon Express.
Fast. Mail order sure is different nowadays.
Is that supposed to be the equivalent to Amazon?
I guess.
No, Verizon or Amazon, probably one of the two. Hold up, Ryushin can do mail orders? That guy's a machine, literally.
Well, yeah, Bahus, what did you think he was?
I guess we technically do have Verizon Wireless Express services.
And once again, somehow Ryushin detects his wisecracks.
Silvo, whoever heard of detecting wisecracks?
Well, that was random.
I mean, I mean, like I said, it's a cute thing that expands on Sherman's
It
character,
should be,
but-
again, knowing about that, it should be more descriptive.
Here's
Yes,
this one,
definitely.
and that one, and that one, and
It's that bit where they do just enough, but they could do so much
Oi,
more.
Harley, listen, I know you don't care, but you can't keep walking around in those house slippers.
why?
Eh?
What's wrong with them?
I mean, to be fair, Bahus, walking around on slippers, that's like the least offensive
Seriously?
thing.
Harley's so beautiful. If only she put in a
Well-
little more effort.
Not for nothing, guys, but her walking around in the house with house slippers, that's like the least offensive thing she's ever did. I mean, this...
Yeah, or what Fang is saying right now.
Yeah, do we really need to worry about this particular instance? Golly, did you bring your handkerchief? Do you have any... Wait, what happened to the whole you're on your own thing from the previous part, Marissa?
Okay, to be fair, she wants him to be more independent. It wasn't like she's going to completely abandon him.
No. She specifically said that she was going to stop pampering him. And we're going to even see her pampering... And to give you an idea, Jabba, later on we're going to have a character episode where she literally feeds him.
What's she just saying right now?
Yeah, there you go. Now I forget last sticker.
I told you, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, I'm off. Well, see, she's seeing him off, though, you know? Letting him off independently.
Well, that doesn't explain what's not going to happen later, but I'll bring it up when we get to it. Go ahead.
Same as
When we
ever,
get to that,
those
we
two.
get to
Oh, those two. Haha.
I think it's cute how she's always babying.
See, even the game is saying it. Where's Galdo going? He's heading into the city. A photo book he's had his eye on just came out, so he's off to the bookstore. Let me guess, Nudie Mag again?
Usually that's the punchline.
A photo book, huh? More like a nudie mag, I bet.
No doubt. Still, if it's not food, I don't care. Wait, but you like the Nudie Mag as
you
a...
like- Oh, wait,
Excellent, huh? Thanks for the reminder. I need to go and get some equipment for my research.
No. Don't you see, Pedro? It's part of the act on things part.
They got that kind of stuff at the bookstore?
No, but there's a shop across the street.
Is there now?
That shop's owner has a cousin who lives 2 houses down from another store, and that's where they've got the equipment I need.
I love it. I love how the characters keep mentioning these places that we never get to see or go to.
So, in other words, there's no connection to the bookstore at all.
It's like being in a. It's like being in an insane asylum where I see a bunch of insane people talking about things that don't exist.
I'm writing out a list of all the things I need. Good thing I remembered.
Are you
So
seriously
pretty much
trying another weird experiment?
It's Harley. When isn't she trying a weird experiment?
Hey, I don't like your tone. My research isn't weird. It's all for the sake of a brighter future.
Right.
Oh, yeah, sure.
In fact, right now, I'm working on a little experiment I like to call fairies and jelly.
What?
Oh, I think I know that, Dojin.
Fairies and jelly?
I have no idea what that means, and no desire to find out.
You and me, Aaron. Don't worry, I won't let the jelly go to waste.
Thank you.
I'm starting to understand why Ray
That's
Chase decided to
not
not
the
go
part I
back
was
to
worried
these.
about.
Well, none of them went back to this too. That's the thing.
I get it. Yeah, people like Kichitanga are more okay with reading this, or even Kirabaklan, but
I
I better
mean,
go get what I need.
you're
I hate
leaving right
to
now.
say it, but I think I'd sooner believe that it's just a case that they never even bothered
Yeah.
calling back.
Yeah, I'm
the
pretty sure that's what happened too.
I see. Well, as much as I like to come with, I got my hands full with dinner. Be back before dark. It might get dangerous. For the
Yeah,
others, I
Harley's
mean.
the danger.
Yeah.
I know.
And here, don't forget your wallet. Don't spend too much either. Got it.
Yeah.
And no talking to strangers. Even if you promise to show your real fairy, no fairy chasing at all. Okay.
We don't need another lawsuit, okay?
Yeah.
Give me a break. I'm not some kid, you know.
No, you're
That is
worse.
exactly why we get the lawsuit.
Just one more thing.
Seriously? What?
Where were you last night? Go change out of those house sleepers.
Okay, seriously, okay, fair enough.
I guess the idea is that she goes outside also with that, so it's a bit unhygienic, I suppose.
I guess.
Yes?
Trying to keep
Okay.
my parents' hands totally full, too.
I think the skit would have resonated better if it was shot outside rather than inside the inn where you would wear slippers.
But they say the more difficult child is, the more precious they are. And that's it.
Okay. Yeah. To sum up these skits, they have jokes that work, but they could do so much more to actually make it so that they fully work.
Oh. Eating up, Harley? How's it taste? Good, right? Oh, actually it's voiced, okay.
Alright, let's let it play then.
Also, more people inside judging from the sound.
I guess we are in the main inn area, so...
Yeah.
Okay, is this implying that Bahus is cooking food for everyone in the inn today?
That's usually how it goes.
No, yeah, that's
what
what he usually did. He did that in the first game too.
Oh, no. I mean, it's not just the whole party, but I mean, I guess other inn stayers.
Apparently, I don't know.
Sound.
That's the thing, Jova. Mrs. 5-Star is completely not appearing in this game, as Tay would say. So I guess Ba has to cook for everybody because Mrs. 5-Star is mysteriously gone from this game.
Okay.
Maybe just no. It's the thing. Like Teo said, yeah. Mrs. 5-Star. Remember, this inn belongs to Tiara's aunt. Tiara's aunt. Yeah. Where is she? Where did she go? Did the developers just forget about her?
Maybe in these timelines she's absent via butterfly effect?
I guess.
As creatively bankrupt as it may sound, how cool would it be if this game actually took the meta-narrative with how cheap a sequel it is by characters going, wait, hold on, isn't this person supposed to be there? Why are people randomly disappearing? And then they make a whole mystery plot out of it. I mean, at the very least, just something to make us not feel like we're in the Twilight Zone with this game's plot. And I get it, technically alternative, but remember, as far as the game is concerned, the events of the original game did happen essentially up until the point where,
until Sherman joins, basically.
Until, Glass shows up, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, again, if it wasn't for the time discrepancy and technically the borrowing gameplay from our game for this one, I could swear this might have been potentially, a DLC plotline that was scrapped and repurposed for an entire game, but it just took too long to make. The time difference between Advent Dark Force and this was still too much for it to be potentially like that.
Going off of that idea, if I recall correctly, Pedro, you did say that there are essentially two different routes in this game, right?
Yes, and I'll show both.
Do those two routes vary, differently enough,
yes.
or are they okay?
They still end up in the same climax, but basically, how about this? What we're going for, this is the most original one. Because the alternate route is basically just a light version of the evil goddess, poisonous wine plot with Junon, basically.
In that case, then, Tio might be onto something, because, honestly, yeah, I mean, the game reuses so many assets from the original game that I honestly do wonder if there was supposed to be DLC where we got 2 extra routes that throw in the idle stuff.
Of course the punchline is that Harley's a picky eater, of course.
Get it? Because she's skinny.
No, not just that, because, well, to be fair, first one, she's not. Second, it's the fact that Bahus actually cooks like a madman, but despite that, she's not appreciating, I guess.
I mean, she's literally got the hourglass thing going on there at a very narrow curvature. Although I guess, to be fair, she does store the fat in certain places.
Alright, this particular character episode is an attempt to try to paint, to show another side of Harley outside of her predatory one.
That's nice.
Basically, yeah, here you go.
He's normally not good at socializing under those circumstances, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
What are you dreaming of?
Yes, I am just staring out the window. Yeah, exactly. Shit, I'm more in sync with Harley than I'd like to be.
Wait. She's older than you? Do you even know how old she is? Do we even know how old she is?
If I recall correctly, I think... Go on, Dwebs.
I looked it up. Apparently Fang's 20, and Harley's a few years older than him.
How much?
It gives me the vibe of a 25-year-old.
Good few years, I think. I can't remember exactly how many.
Okay.
If I recall correctly, I think we do find out the characters' ages somehow.
No,
in
that's
the
the thing.
original game.
That's the thing, Joe. In the games themselves, they never specify. Well, I'm guessing the wiki got it from some kind of guidebook or whatever.
I mean, okay, granted. I assume, profiles were given with their ages, and we can just assume that, they've exchanged this information.
Alright, time for Bahus.
Alright.
Oh great, we start with the trumpet theme. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Lives.
Oh, sorry, my video keeps being... Catch a tiger by the toe. I don't think I've ever seen adults try to make a decision with eeny, meeny, miny, mo before. What the heck is taking you two so long to decide anyway?
Really?
Bahus is thinking up some new menu items.
I need to come up with a real recipe.
Yep.
Yes.
Harley came here to take a break from her research, hoping she'd get some fresh ideas, and she started rambling.
Makes sense.
As a matter of fact, it doesn't. Damn, I can't think of anything. I need something that will satisfy everyone, taste good and look good on a plate.
Barbecue ribs?
Enough of the same old menu. I'm gonna have to power through this one. Gotta think myself out of this culinary rut.
Prime rib roast.
I mean, you kinda suck at pizza, maybe you can improve that.
Don't sweat
Yes.
it. Frank and the others don't think that much about food. As long as it's edible, it's all the same to them.
But Aaron,
great,
where's the
we're
love
doing
and
this.
passion?
Whatever you make.
Great! We're doing this shit in this game too! Oh my god.
What? Wait, what is it? I'm getting.
The whole people don't care about the food as long as it tastes.
Oh, right.
For reference audience, we're stumbling to this in another run, you will be able to see.
Right.
Enough of the same old experiments. I'm gonna have to be more flexible. Gotta think myself out of this scientific rut. Jelly? Slime? Typical Harley. I have no idea what she's talking about.
Scientists certainly are a strange lot.
Nerds,
Please
am I right,
do not
fellas?
base scientists off of Harley Fleur.
Those are not words.
No!
Ah, no! Ah, no!
Oh
Use,
god, oh man!
use your words.
Whoa, was that choreographed? Do you see the way they fell back into their chairs at exactly the same
Did they?
time?
Oh my
But
god.
then they did.
Oh, I know.
Game. If you're too cheap to show off the typical anime motions, describing them in this day and age only highlights that cheapness.
Sorry for the wait. Here, Harley and Bahus, please have some tea.
A teapot this big.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'll say
Not
after this.
good.
In times like this, it's always good to have a nice cup of tea to refresh yourself.
Because everything starts for
As you guys can probably
Wow,
guess,
that's kind of you.
before I had to do the budget cuts on this playthrough, I was planning on giving Fleur to Shiroi, obviously.
Honestly, I can't help but wonder, how is it that Ace Attorney in the old days could do this kind of stuff, yet actually
I'll
be
give
funny
another
with
one
its
better.
descriptions?
A lot of it, but because you don't have experience with the Tales of franchise, Joe, but a lot of the skits, in that series, use just the character's portrait in icons distributed on the screen in a grid. Think of what Machina Bridge did, Parliamentary Machina Bridge did, with these portraits interacting with each other, moving to represent the emotions and everything. And I think they do a pretty good enough job, in representing, situations and emotions. So,
It's weird,
with minimal qualities like that, I think it is possible. I think the idea is that they're just not conveying well in a text format.
See, the thing
I
is,
agree. If anything, maybe, I don't know, sure, yes. Aaron tells us what they did, falling back comedically like that. But
Well, she has
something
to.
About it just you.
She has
something
to.
about
Go
it
on.
feels. Yes, I know. But something about it feels just more stilted than, say, how a description like that would go in Ace Attorney. Like, per se, when Edgeworth rolls down on the ground in terror or something. Like, somehow that feels like it flows better when Maya describes that. Granted, partially due to the timing, the sound effects used as well. Seeing as how, we didn't get any sound effects suggesting that they fell back.
Bahus, I'm starving. We got anything to eat around here? See, the interesting thing is that right now I'm actually going...
Of all the timing.
Huh? Perfectly in sync. I knew it. I'm just... Basically, they were talking about... Oh, what about you, Aaron? I bet you and Fang are super in
Very
sync too. Sync
Yeah.
too.
That's what she said? You can't imagine that ever happening?
Huh?
Ah, not you too, Harley.
Indeed.
Oh well.
That was... What I wonder is, why does that count as Bahus' episode?
Because he starts that. Remember, there was also the skit with the rewishing that mostly had Bahus eavesdropping.
All right, so some of those, some of those side quests, character episodes open up some side quests. So let's do this one. There is no flaw in Crazy Cave.
Phew, Fleur nailed their part, and I made it through mine. Oh my
The
god.
only one left is Lord Sherman.
Remember, this is the one about the free purpose harmonizing. See, the thing is, Jova, I can't do
Good
all.
luck, Lord Sherman.
Let me explain something to us. See, the thing is, I can't do all of the character episodes and all of the side quests in just one part because there's just way too much text to go through for one single part. So I have to divide these into parts.
I'm
I can
asking,
absolutely understand
why is
that.
the trumpet... Why is the trumpet theme for this? Because Sherman is a doofus?
Oh,
Well, remember,
I actually have something to
can't
say.
sing.
I actually have something to say about that. Not regarding this game, but after this, when we get into the battle.
What are you doing?
Huh, it worked, I guess.
Did Ryujin just auto-tune Sherman's voice?
Apparently.
Message just open. Whose voice opened it does not matter.
It
Well,
doesn't
yeah,
matter now what happens.
That's odd. I'm feeling terribly disappointed. Thank goodness Ryujin helped me out with his auto-tune skills. Let's get going, shall we?
A
Sure.
commentary about,
Is that,
auto-tuning.
What's is that? Is Soundwave the name of that Decepticon that speaks in
Yes.
song?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, yes, Pedro, go on.
Okay, let me start by saying something positive. Okay, about it first. Okay, you were talking about the thing. I'm right now. I'm playing through the original PS3 Neptunia game from 2010, the first one, the very first one, right? Because because I'm planning on having be a playthrough after Lost Odyssey, right? So here's the thing. That game, while I do have quite a lot of issues, some issues with it, that game I will grant does a better job of having a plot, of telling its story in a way that actually feels like the visual novel format doesn't come across as a detriment, unlike this series. Whereas these two games, for whatever reason, insist on trying to do physical comedy in a game that cannot animate. And it's just so ridiculous. But going back, whereas the comedy in Neptunia OG is more verbal, so it works better that way. Whereas in here, they keep trying to have typical anime slapstick, but you can't animate / show that slapstick, so it's useless. It's fucking useless.
Okay, to be fair, like me and Tio did mention, there are older examples of games that have had limited stuff that have done slapstick, but is described via text. But the difference is that I think I've noticed the main issue. The problem with this game's way of doing it is, as opposed to say something like Ace Attorney or the Tales of series, like Tio mentioned, those ones have the joke happen sort of in the sense that it's happening in real time with how they describe it text-wise. Whereas with this game, and from what I recall from Avid Dark Force, they'll have the characters do something, and then have another character say, "Oh, this happened." The problem is they don't put much work into conveying it. Like, look at Ace Attorney, it can have something like a screen shake, or a character's sprite suddenly vanishing, giving the illusion that they've fallen or something at the very least to go with that. Whereas this, again, going off of the Harley and Bahus thing, Aaron says they fell back in time, but we didn't get a slam sound, a screen shake, or anything.
No.
Just cut to Aaron saying it.
Oh, hell, Joe, how about the worst example in Advent Dark Force, where Aaron goes chibi, then she goes inside the monster, and takes the Fury, but Advent Dark Force, for whatever reason, removed the text prompt that explains that, and as a result, it made the cutscene literally incomprehensible.
Yeah, that was the weird thing about Advent Dark Force when we compared it to the original Fairy Fence Ref game, in that it actually did some things worse than the original.
Not many, only like a couple minor things. Advent Dark Force is still by far the best way to play the first game. Trust me, whatever little minuscule moments that are better in the original don't even come close to not to mention, let's not mention that
definitely not worth it.
Advent Dark Force actually did like for every minuscule improvement you find in the original, you find an equivalent in Advent Dark Force, like Aaron's implied prostitution joke at the beginning being replaced with selling her accessories, which is then referenced in this game.
It's definitely. Oh yeah. Like Advent Dark Force is definitely the definitive way to play the game. Like easy, no joke whatsoever. It's just that the things that were surprisingly downgraded are weird.
Yeah, they are.
They don't make any
Speaking of bad jokes in Compile Heart games, and I actually talked privately to Phelan Hart's our friend who is a Neptunia expert about this, but he hasn't played the OG PS3 game. He only played Rebirth 1, so he's not very familiar with it. Okay, basically, there's one particular comically subplot in Neptunia 1 that is flat out incredibly makes me uncomfortable and unclean watching it. Where, okay, are you familiar with Nisa? aka NIS America. Basically, she's a character from the first two Neptunia PS3 games, but since NIS America stopped working with Idea Factory, those characters have to be scrapped, and they're not in the Neptunia games anymore, including the Rebirth trilogy, right? That's why. In fact, that's actually one of the main reasons why they had to remake the first three games. But honestly, after playing through the OG Neptunia game, I'm not at all heartbroken by the lack of Nisa in the new games, because literally all they do, I'm not kidding, basically they created an anime girl persona of Nisa, aka NIS America, and guess what? Her entire subplot, I am not shitting you, is just her constantly dealing with two bandits who do nothing but body shame her and constantly joke about how she's flat-chested. I'm not kidding. Practically every flat chest girl joke you can think of, they use it. It's just them constantly shaming her and her getting mad at it and everything. And that's all it is. It's not even funny. And yes, I get. To be fair, yes, the game portrays them as bad guys and all that stuff. Yes, but the problem is that that's all the joke is. It's her shows up to try to stop them. Oh look, it's the flat-chested. It's the woodboard. And I'm not kidding. They practically do every possible variation of the term flat chest you can think of. And it's not funny. It's just uncomfortable and unpleasant. And it's
not to mention the fact that they kind of already were doing that shtick with Blanc anyway, and arguably better.
Also, it's a remnant from a running gag in the Disgaea games.
Well, I will give Java, I will give it credit in the OG Neptunia game. So far, from what I've seen, they haven't done that with Blanc. Actually, they've only done it with Nisa. That's the weird thing, because I've heard about the Blanc thing, but apparently OG PS3 Neptunia they didn't naturally. Actually, Joe, but now that I think about it, I figured it out. Since they took Nisa out of the series, they needed another body-shaming target, and they picked Blanc. There you go.
Okay, look, I'm usually not a fan of those kinds of jokes, but at least I get the logic with the joke with Blanc, in that she represents Nintendo, and Nintendo is usually the most underpowered of the big three. Hence why the one regarding Xbox at the time had the biggest buzz, because, Xbox was, yada, and all that stuff. I mean, it's not particularly highbrow, but okay. And even while that was a thing, I don't think they ran that joke too much into the ground, thank God, at least.
I can tell you that in OG Neptunia, with the Nisa subplot, they run it fucking to the ground. That subplot goes on for so long with so many episodes in between, and it's just like
I'll be honest.
every time it comes up, I'm just like, oh, not this shit again. This is not funny.
I'll be honest, I don't even see the logic on why they would apply that to the one representing East America.
Right,
Anyway.
I already told you, Joe, it's a remnant from American running gag in this guy because Athena and Flawed also have something going on like that.
Oh, I get that, but I mean, but why specifically the one representing East America?
Because this guy is the flagship franchise of Nisa.
Yeah.
It's weird because they actually did have
Oh.
a character representing this guy.
To get back to this, so guess what? Now we have the Kogai Ice Ruins. We don't have the Catechus Ice Cave. Instead, we have the Kogai Ice Ruins.
To be fair, with all the mountains surrounding the area, I can imagine there are a fuck ton of ice caves.
That's the thing, Teo. As you're about to see on the map, the Kogai Ice Ruins are not in the north part of the map. They're in the southwestern part. Sorry, not southeastern part of the map. That's the weird part.
A deep enough cave, you know, since it's technically blocked by the sun, can still be very cold potentially.
I guess it's just so weird. Why not just reuse the ice cave dungeons you already have? Because trust me, Teo, once again, the Kogai Ice Ruins use the exact same background and the exact same assets from the other ice caves, so there's no point in making it a new ice cave. Like,
Agreed. Let's head to the Kogai Ice Ruin straight away.
hey, slow down, everyone. We don't have to go right away
It's a side quest after all.
Why not?
because I don't wanna.
Of course.
What are you, 10?
Let's not put off until tomorrow what can be done today. It's best if we go as soon as we can. It won't be a hassle. It's fine.
It ain't that deep, Fang.
What's fine exactly?
Apollo
It's
Justice.
all fine. It's fine to go.
Why do I get the feeling that you're being super patronizing?
Now, sport, come along.
Alright, another character. So yeah, after doing that side quest for Sherman, we got another one. So in the next part, we'll continue doing more side stuff. So tune in next time, everybody.
Yeah.
See ya.